Hello everybody, it's Cindy the Scrapologist. Welcome back to my channel. I was in one of the Facebook Junk Journal Facebook groups this morning and a lot of people were asking about the envelope punch board and how to use it. This is a fantastic tool. I use it all the time. I don't have a lot of gadgets, but this is one of my favorites. This is a must-have for me. I use it all the time and it took me months though to figure out a few features on this that I didn't know about. And it took me a little bit to learn how to use it. So I just thought I'd throw a quick video out there to explain how to use this and also show you some things, at least one other thing besides envelopes that you can do with this that I learned about a few months after I had this. So I have a bunch of misprints from one of my digital kits that I just put out, arsenic green wallpaper, and I'm actually sitting here making envelopes with these today. So this is good timing on this question. So the first thing you want to do is determine your card size. Sorry for the glare. Your card size, and that's going to be the length and width of your envelope. I like anything from 5 by 5 on down for junk journals. This is a 5 by 5 that I did. Turned out really pretty, and this one is about 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. You can glue them shut, or in this case I'm going to leave it as kind of more of an explosion envelope and glue it down to a page like this and put some goodies inside. So they come in all shapes and sizes. So just decide what size you want first. I will do an A2, which is 4.5 by 5.5. So you determine your card size. I'm going to do 4.5 by 5.5, which is A2. And it tells me here my paper size, which is 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. So I'm going to cut this sheet of paper down. Okay, that's cut down. Then we look at the third. So we've looked at card size, paper size. Now let's look at where our score line should be. So back here to the A2, it's the score line is at 3 3/4. So I'm going to take my paper. I guess I'm going to have to tilt this so there's not a glare. And I am going to put the edge right here at 3 3/4. That's where I'm going to put my paper. And we only use that measurement for the first cut. The first cut and the first score. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. So a lot of people, what they do is they put their paper in at 3 3/4 every time they turn it. And that's not the way it's meant to be. So if you're getting something that looks like this, that's probably what you're doing. So we're just going to cut it 3 3/4. I mean, punch it, and then your little score tool, of course, is right here, and score it. Now, here is where a lot of people go wrong. So there's my score line. So we're going to turn it. And that score line is going to be even. You see where this says score guide? You're going to put it right there so that it is even with this. See that score line? So now we punch and score. We're going to do that for all 4 sides. So I'm moving the score line. And I think you can see that. Moving the score line so that it is even with our score guide here. Punch and score. So we do this 4 times. Punch and score. And there you have it. The perfect, I'm going to show you this side because I think you can see the lines better. The perfect envelope. So then you just want to decide, do you want it to go this way or this way? And I think for this one, I want it to go this way. But here's the feature I didn't know about for months. This reverse punch right here. So what you do for this is you put, if you don't want little pointy corners on your envelope, Put it in there, punch, and whoops, I didn't do that all the way. And then you have a nice rounded corner. So let's do that for all of our corners. And you can leave them pointy if you want. Totally up to you. And then we just fold. I actually think I like this side better. And I like to use double-sided paper when I'm doing this, because if you don't, then when you open it up, you have all this white here, which you certainly can put some other paper in there, but it just saves some time to just print on double-sided paper to begin with. Let's just crease this. Okay, and then I usually like to put these flaps down and put this one over top of it. I think that's a lot neater, but you can do it this way too. So I usually just put a little bit of glue down this edge and this edge, fold it up, and there's your envelope. That turned out really pretty, but of course, being two-sided, excuse me, I can do it this way too if I want to. So you can do it either way you want. That's really pretty too. So let me show you something else exciting that you can do with this. Did you know that you can make little mini file folders with the punch board? And they're really simple to make. I usually just start with a piece of paper that is 5.5 this way by 8.5. And actually my orientation is wrong on this because the folder is going to be like this. So I would probably, but this is a scrap, I would probably do 8.5 this way by 5.5 this way to get the orientation right. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to go ahead and use this. And then I just fold it in half. Now, I do like to take, let me get my cheapo trimmer here. I do like to take about 3/4 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch off of one side so that the back is a little bigger than the front, and you'll see what I mean after I take some of this off. So I'm going to take like maybe I'll just take 3/4 of an inch off. I'm usually happy with 3/4. So now you see how the front is shorter than the back. So now we can have 2 staggered tabs. So take your envelope punch board and let's do the back tab first. So I'm going to take this and I am going to put it in here. Let me see if I'm going to be able to show this. Okay, I'm going to be able to put this in here so that it's right even with that opening there to the left of the opening. Let me just get this straightened out. Punch it, and that gives you that nice file folder edge. Isn't that awesome? Then we want to make the tab. So I usually like to go over to about 3, but sometimes I make smaller tabs. But so you can make the tab however wide you want it. But for demonstration, I'm going to go over to the 3 and do a punch. And there's our tab. So now the only thing we have to do is to get my cutting mat. I have a little teeny weeny one that I love to use in the living room and when I travel and things, and I got this at the dollar store. I was really happy with that. So it's a little bowed though. I need to put it in my book press. Maybe if I put it this way, it might be easier. Okay, so now I'm just going to take an X-Acto knife and a ruler, try to get it straight, and I'm going to put it at the bottom of this and just cut that off. And there's our tab. So now let's do it for here and maybe put a tab on this side. So I'm just going to flip it. Put it in here and punch it so we get that nice edge. move it over to approximately 3 inches, punch it again, and cut the tab off. And there we go. So now we have a gorgeous file folder. Look at that. Love it. I can do it that way too if I want, but I think I like it like this. So there, a couple of ideas for you. I hope that this video was helpful because it can be a little confusing on how to use this puppy, but I love it. It's one of the few gadgets I own. Can't do without it. So I hope that this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.